Nation, and welcome to the Raider Homer Superfan Show, Episode 6. I have a special guest for you this episode. You've seen her on TV, you've seen her on social media, and now you'll see her on the Raider Homer Superfan Show. It was a privilege talking to the one and only Raider Dirty Jerz. That's right, we're moving up the ladder, Raider Nation. I've brought you everyday fans, YouTubers, club presidents, and now Superfans. Man, I gotta tell you that it's a tremendous honor to be part of the Raider Nation. No fan base in the world can compare to the passion we share for the Raiders. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned because I'm going into Groot and Grinder mode. Because I love representing the one true nation, and I intend to do so with pride and poise and a commitment to excellence. So thanks again, Raider Nation, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey.
What's up, Jersey?
What's up, what's up?
Nothing much. Just sitting here putting together another little video.
Right on.
What are you doing?
Man, I just enjoy my one day off a week. Don't get to really have to do anything today, which is kind of nice.
You're always busy, right? I mean, you travel a whole lot, right?
Yes, I'm exhausted half the time.
That's badass, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of travel. It's a lot of time away. You have to be able to know how to live on the road. But, you know, when you do it and you get used to it, it just becomes kind of normal.
Well, that's cool. So, I saw you stalking my Facebook page.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to go on and I wanted to see pictures. I wanted to go back and see how many pictures. And I was like, oh, look at the baby. She looks so cute. How is she doing?
She's doing good. She wanted me to tell you. She said hi.
Aw, tell her I said, hey, girl. She's getting to be so grown.
Hey, Sophia, Jersey says hi. She says, what's up?
Well, cool with it.
Ooh, man, so here we go, right? I don't know how to do this whole interview thing, but, you know, I can edit whatever I need to edit out.
Okay.
You know, I got a little bit of a script for you.
Okay.
You know, I'm just going to ask you some, you know, questions and whatnot. So you just answer the best you can, whatever.
Okay.
The whole point that what I'm trying to do right now is make videos that don't get dated.
Okay.
You know, because, so, you know, that's the thing, though. When you listen to podcasts, they start talking about stuff and it always comes out late and then it's like, it's old news, you know?
Right.
So I'm not really trying to do all that.
Yeah, you know, it's nice when you kind of just call someone and want to ask them, like, little things that, like you did, like the questions you sent me, I think are really good questions, you know, to keep it like that. I mean, I do enjoy talking about, like, players and things of that nature, but to me, a lot of people want to talk about politics and get negative and get about, oh, what about if they go to Vegas? And if you ask me those questions, that's fine. I have no problem answering. I mean, I've actually, you know, been impromptu when I was at the opening and the groundbreaking ceremonies in Vegas. And so, you know, the reporter lady came up to me and she's like, you know, a lot of guys are drunk here and, you know, I really need to get a good interview. You know, can I interview you? And I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead, you know. And even when she asked me questions that, you know, most people that would take the time to, you know, talk about how their personal feelings are, I like to keep things a lot positive. I like to keep things on the up and up, you know, and just really make it about one nation and about being a family and being the best fans in the NFL. So that's kind of what I'm about. So it doesn't really matter what questions you ask. We can roll through them all.
All right. Well, first of all, let me thank you for your time. I see you on TV all the damn time. I see you on social media, and it's cool to be able to talk to you one-on-one, you know?
Yeah. Well, I've already met you, and I've already taken a picture with you and your daughter, and you actually caught me on the way out of the stadium that day, and you know, that's what it's about, is like just being normal and being around the fans. That's what I enjoy doing. I've been an athlete all my life, so I've been on the field and had connections with the fans that came and watched me. And now as a fan, I really enjoy, you know, representing to the fullest and being a positive inspiration for people to really just be who they are, man or woman. Because, you know, you don't see a lot of women in the NFL doing it. We have a lot, but you don't see a ton of women doing it, so...
Well, you definitely stand out with the mohawk and whatnot.
Yeah, a mohawk on anybody would stand out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see. So for those that don't know, you know, tell them what it's like to go to an Oakland Raider tailgate.
Man, it feels like coming home to a big barbecue with all your family that you feel like you don't see all year, but we actually really do get together and do many events, and so you start missing them, even if it's been a month or two. And so when you come back, it's just that feeling like, I enjoy the games, don't get me wrong, the games are amazing, the football, everything's great, but seeing people, knowing I'm going to go to this tailgate and see this family and these kids, and then go over to this side of the tailgate and see a whole different type of people that come from different parts of the world. You know, some are from Oakland, some are not, 50-50, however you want to break it down, but it's so cool the amount of people you meet across the world. Hawaii, Florida, New York, it doesn't matter, Texas, and it's just a great group of people that no matter where they come, what walk of life, how much money they make, they all get along and are kind to one another all day to enjoy one event that they all can agree upon, which is the Raiders. So it's a beautiful feeling. It's worth the trip. It's always exciting, and I'm always late in the morning, and I'm always like, I'm going to get there as soon as I can, because the tailgate starts at like 6 a.m. outside the gate, and you're like, I'm going to get there at 6, but then you party the night before, and you're like, oh, I need at least 4 hours of sleep. But it's always a great time, and it's exhausting every time, but it's worth it.
Well, I had a great time. Last year was my first time in Oakland. It was badass. Yeah. Even though we lost, we put up a hell of a fight,
Yeah.
And the tailgates, it was real cool, especially the Superfans. They took the time to take all those pictures and things like that. That's cool to me.
It is. It's, I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and even before that, I was going and taking pictures, and always have with the super fans and with the diehard loyal fans that go every game. And I just think that it's nice. A lot of these people have ailments and bad knees, and they're older, and they've been doing it a lot longer, and those costumes are hot as hell, and it's a job. It's hard on the body, and so respect to all those who take hours and money and even time away from their family and away from other things that they could be doing, because it really does make the event pretty special for everyone.
Hell yeah. So talk about what the Raiders mean to Oakland.
Raiders have been that one thing that Oakland has been always known for, at least on a global scale. And the Raiders were also that one team that, nobody was supposed to like, and it was all about the 49ers, Battle of the Bay. And as a child growing up, I'm going to be honest, Joe Montana is coming to my house and knows my dad and puts on an event at the high school that I graduated at. And so I knew Joe Montana first, and sat down and had food with him, and even then he was like, why do you want to be a Raider? And I said, Jerry Rice did it, he did it, and so he always laughed, but I just have respect for usually the underdog. And so for me, what it means is being part of a fan base of a lower community in an area which is really divided by rich and poor, black and white, Hispanics all along. But Raider Nation, it doesn't matter. You can have tattoos all over your face and then be the whitest girl in the secretary. But if you two are Raider fans and you meet on the subway, you are instantly friends. I don't care what you say. And so it's a bond that I just really resonated towards as an athlete. I did all sports. So for me, it was like, finally, I can bond with this. And I did. And I went to a Raider game when I was like, I think 13, 14. It was just me and my sister. No supervision, just me and my sister, who's younger than me, by the way. Went to the Raider game and just strolled around in the parking lot by ourselves. You're like, no way. Like,
fell in love.
Yes. 13 years old, 14 years old with my sister, hand in hand, and we got fed and we got into the game. We even got to meet some of the players that used to drive by, because now there's that big green mesh that you can't really see them when they drive in, but before it wasn't like that. So, even then it was just really cool and amazing, and we didn't get hurt. Everyone has this superstition about Raider fans will stab you if if you're a Raider fan, you have to have a gun or something on you. And I'm like, really? I'm like, Raider fans are that crazy, right? But they're not. They're not. And two young girls strolled through that parking lot and never got harmed or touched or hurt. So I love the Raider Nation. I've always had a positive experience with them since I was a child, and it's always made me want to come back and be more. And then when I just kind of became this super fan, what people will call, but I don't really call myself a super fan because I look up to people like Gorilla, Violator, and you know, just all of the ones that have been doing it for a very long, long time. But I'm glad to be part of such a family that does care about each other, and it's just wonderful.
All right, well, there went the other question I had for you. All right, cool. All right, now I already know the answer to this, but who's your favorite Raider?
Bo Jackson is my all-time favorite player for many reasons, and you know, you can go down the list of who's my current favorite player, who do I respect the most, but I think Bo Jackson didn't get a long enough, obviously, shot. I think that his time was short-lived, but he also took a whole company and marketing to a whole new level with Bo's Nose. And he changed how people kind of looked at the Raiders, and I really, truly value him because he was so humble, and he wasn't, I mean, I love Marshawn Lynch, don't get me wrong, but it's not the same type of attitude and mentality in the NFL as it was back then. And so I just really like how humble and respectful and amazing and just a pure, talented individual that nobody to this day can really touch if you want. Everybody has mad respect for Bo Jackson, and it doesn't matter what team that they believe in or played for, they respect him. So that's my favorite player.
Yeah, you only played for us for what, 4 years, but people still wear his jersey.
Hurt. Oh. Yeah, I know. I was just sporting that the other day on Instagram because at the Hall of Fame event in Pomona, all the Hall of Famers were there. They were really cool. You got to rub elbows with them. It was really a very nice setting. And these one guys, they were selling jerseys, and I was like, if you got Bo Jackson, I'm in. So I was looking at the Bo Jackson jerseys, and they're like, can we take a picture of you holding it? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So Bo Jackson's always somebody that I would love to meet anytime, day of the year, and definitely haven't had the opportunity to, but would love to.
I went to the Raider Fest to meet him in 2013. That was badass. There were a lot of people there trying to get his autograph.
I bet. I can only imagine.
I got him to sign a bunch of stuff, man. I should have stepped back because Jerry Rice was there, Tim Brown, Fred Bilenikoff, Greg Townsend.
Man,
but I was there for Bo. I was there for Bo, though.
Hey, that's why I love Bo, for that reason right there. You'll stand in line for a lot of people, but there's some people you just will wait forever for.
Yeah, the best athlete of all time.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. All right, given that Gruden had success with the first time with the Raiders, are you willing to give him time to build a winner for the Raider Nation?
I believe anything good does take time. I know everybody feels how they feel about Gruden. I grew up in a house that my dad's a coach, and I know a lot of different people don't believe in a lot of teaching and coaching tactics that some people have. I'm not really talking about the business aspect of trading Mac. I'm not talking about those type of political things. I'm talking about just as his mentality, the respect he may or may not have on and off the field, the camaraderie, the discipline, and the mentality to be able to run a team like this. And, people can say whatever they want, but right now he is in that position, whether he belongs there, if he got paid to be there, whether he earned it. And so I don't have a choice but to have some belief and hope in him. And I do believe strongly that he has a strong sense of what Raider Nation might need, even though right now it doesn't seem like they may be making the right choices. I'm hurt. A lot of people are hurt. But we're also getting a lot of good picks. We're also getting good players. And everything has a beginning and an end. Look at Bo Jackson. We're just talking about him. It's like you can't foresee what's going to happen with these players. They can get hurt and be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's always a consistent juggling of variables of hurt players, mentally hurt players. We don't even know what goes on behind closed doors. Some guys are battling depression, suicide. They just lost their mother. And so all of these things go into, and if you don't have really good people skills in general, you can't really be a coach. But the one thing I do know about being an athlete is that I respect some of the best coaches I've had in my life. I hated them when I played for them. I hated them when I played for them. And so I remember just being like, oh, I can't stand this guy, he's such a jerk, or even women. But at the end of it, as I look back now, it's like those are the ones that made me some of the best athlete years that I had, and made me understand the game from a different point of view and as a team aspect. So I really hope that if Gruden's going to do this, he's trying to really build a team mentality, because I think that the Raiders need that come hell or high water with whatever talent that we're given and dealt that year.
Yeah, I mean, 2018 is a year I would like to forget. You know, I had high hopes when Gruden came back to the Raiders, but, you know, like, as far as the Mac trade, it's like, you know, he was asking for a lot, and we just were not in position to make that you know, contract, that kind of commitment. You know, well, they were pissed off a lot of the fans, but at the same time, man, you know, what are you going to do, you know?
Yeah. You can't make everybody happy. Some things are business deals, I think, and some things are what's best for the player or what's best for the team. And some things, let's just go humanistic as far as, like, sometimes it's just about creating dominance. If you come into a place that your inmates are running the thing, you got to come in and kind of take over. And maybe in some way he felt like by making that trade, he was sending a statement to people saying, hey, I'm willing to give up the best player because I want to create a real team. Nobody runs this in here. Nobody's going to come in here and tell me. And it could be just a man thing, but this is part of what NFL is we have to, at the end of the day, it is men, it is business, it is sports all rolled into one. So I think that in the end, he also was sending a message to everyone that this is his team and he'll do what he wants with it. And so I respect him for it, but it was a big, bold move, you know what I mean? And let's just hope that we can replace Mac, because he was amazing. Amazing.
Well, yeah, he was, but there's no replacing Mac. But what you want on defense in today's NFL is multiple players on defense that can play their role. You know, and with the spread offense taking over, you got to have an offensive juggernaut. You know,
right.
That's how I look at it. But
I agree. And I like that everybody has their opinion, but bottom line, at the end of the day, wins bring people happiness, and we've had years where we know what it's like to win and have that anticipation. And the first, year where Carr, when he got hurt at the end, I call it the snap that was heard around the world. So
that's just sucked. I looked at my friend and I said, it's over. I tried to stay positive.
I have been to that stadium hundreds of times, and I'm going to tell you, there's never been a moment. I was sitting right there in the black hole when it happened, and I remember when that noise and that crack, and then everybody went so quiet that you could literally hear a pin drop. And it was like time stood still. I laugh about it because it was such an intense moment in that stadium that those are the things that I'm going to miss, good and bad, is just that stadium brings a lot of great memories and a lot of tradition and a lot of history to it. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be sad when we don't play there. And so now that I know we are playing there, I am beyond stoked that we're going to be at home. And I think that everybody who's in here with thought about going to a game, wanted to go to a game, lives on the East Coast, is a diehard Raider fan and always loves hard but hasn't made it to a game, they need to bring their butt to Oakland.
Get your ass there.
Get your ass to the town, because we need it, and we need to show out like Raider Nation does, and we need to fill that stadium come hell or high water and represent, because that's what we do.
All right, cool. So, to me, MD has done a solid job for the Raiders since taking over for Al. But not everyone in the nation is happy with MD. So, do you think the relationship with Oakland fans and MD will survive the move to Vegas?
I think that anybody can survive anything, and I do believe that going to Vegas is it's hard for everybody, and they want to blame somebody. And yes, you can point the fingers all day and get down to who did it. But at the end of the day, if that's where we're playing and that's what ends up happening, then I'm going to be there to support it and try to be there as best I can. And yes, it won't be the same. Yes, Raider Nation will figure out how to tailgate. Even if you gave us nowhere to tailgate, we would figure it out. And you can't keep us down. And so I do believe we will survive no matter what. I'm questioning how many hurdles and bumps and political, media drag-throughs we have to go through. before we get there and get our feet really settled into a new home. If it is Vegas, new balls, new stadium, new support, new lights, an actual field that we're not playing on a baseball field. Really, we play on a baseball field. You can't tell me anything, and so I believe they deserve and earn the respect of a new stadium. And if this is how they have to get it, I'm going to be with them through the process,
Yeah. Well, do you think, or are you hearing from the Black Hole that they feel the same way as you do?
The Black Hole consists of many people, and no, I do not think that everybody feels the same way I do, no matter how many people I know may share the same opinion I do. But a feeling is very intense, and some people are upset about it, and even though they still support, they're upset. Other people are like, you know what, I'm going to go with it. There's so many different feelings across the board that we share, and we all talk about, and not all of us get along with how it's going. But one thing we do all agree upon that I've never seen the Black Hole not agree on is to support and being a fan and to go to the games no matter what. And I know that they already have their own section in Vegas picked out. I believe they're working on that. I believe that they're doing their negotiations. But I don't personally have any hand in that. I am just a person that is blessed to be able to be in the Black Hole and be a fan of it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Well, cool. What are some of your favorite memories in Oakland?
Man. Obviously, this most recent one would be the 99-yard punt return.
That was fucking genius.
I mean, I can't explain to you. I literally walked into the stadium and down the stairs into the Black Hole. I wasn't even to the seat yet. And I just saw the run, and I'm looking up as I'm walking down, and I'm about, 20 steps up, and I just see him take off, and everybody's starting to get amped, and I'm just starting to stop, and I'm slowly walking, and all of a sudden, as you see him take off, and you just know that he's going to make it, everyone just starts jumping up and down, and my girl starts pulling on me and screaming, but we're in the middle of the aisle, and it just so happened that they panned to Gruden, and then on the TV they panned to me, and it just so happened that I painted my face that day because we all thought it was going to be one of the last games. So, really definitely I'm proud to be there and experience that moment, and obviously now have video footage of me there. I made my mark in my little history, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're gonna be one of those fans remembered, that's for sure. Just keep at it,
That's cool. I do enjoy walking around. If you notice, I'm not always in the same section. I do enjoy walking around, and I have over by Raider, where he sits on the 10-yard line, right there where they run out, and the Raiderettes stand right there in front. This year I have a couple good memories right there, because every time I go over there, there's this lady named Nicole that she's one of the HR ladies, and she runs a lot of the Raiderettes, and she watches over them. And every time I'd be over there with Riot, she'd come over and she'd give me a game pin. And I literally didn't always collect the game pins, but as a softball player in high school, and I played for Germany, and I went overseas and did a lot of things, we used to collect pins. And so pins is a very intimate thing, I think, in sports that they do worldwide. And so when she started giving me pins, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm grateful, because other players and fans really want those pins, and I didn't realize how much people really enjoy collecting those pins. So I got a lot of pins this year from her directly. Every game I came over and saw her, and it really created a lot of good memories. And now I have some pins on my jacket to remind me of the Halloween game and Veterans Day game. I got those pins. So it was very cool this year to be able to walk around the stadium and share a couple moments of the game with different sections.
I like to collect autographs from players, Raider players. So what autographs do you have?
So this last week, we went to the Hall of Fame fest in Pomona at the LA Fairgrounds, and there was, Rod Martin there, and there was Mike Ciani there, and Jim Otto came, and so there was just a lot of players, and I got all their signatures on the helmet and pictures. I'm a picture person. I love getting pictures with the person, so I got a lot of good pictures with a lot of players.
That's cool. Yeah, I got a lot of autographs. What?
And Willie Gull, he was doing his they were doing a thing on him, a video, and all the super fans got into it. And he came over. He's like, "I want to take a picture with you." And from his phone, he took a picture with me. I don't got it, but he has it on his phone.
Hey, but that's cool. Raider player saying, "Hey, I want your picture."
Right. And so even though that wasn't at a game, it was pretty memorable for me.
That's cool. That's real cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. Very cool. Oh, Rod Martin and I, we had margaritas and hung out and talked, and it was a good time. He's a very cool guy as well. He's always in the tailgates, and he's always walking around. Lincoln Kennedy is another one. So there's a lot of players that are still active. Yeah, definitely. Mike Davis is one of my personal favorites and a good friend of mine. So definitely I enjoy meeting and still being able to run into the players even at the games, which a lot of places you don't get to see that. And so I just really hope that a lot of those traditions can transfer over no matter where we go.
So, every game, right, the Raider Image, they host a player that comes in and signs autographs. And, you know, but y'all, when the tailgate, y'all have a lot of players coming in that join the tailgate with y'all, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. All those people I met there.
Yeah, well, who were some of the other ones that came?
Oh, man. Well, they always have the ones that are walking through, but the ones that actually stop and hang out and at the tailgates is like Lincoln Kennedy, Rod Martin, Mike Davis. There's a lot of them. And actually, Max Stanley used to come through there all the time. His dad and brother would always be down in there before the games. The Takes ones are very good friends of theirs. So, it's always, like I said, one family definitely down there, even down to the players that feel comfortable enough coming through. Ted Hendricks, he came through. He's always walking through. He's so tall, you can't miss him. He's historic. You can't miss him at all, man. And he holds that bowling champion. I think it's a fundraiser for, I can't remember what it's for, but it's a bowling tournament that they hold. And so there's always players that come through there.
That's cool.
Ricky McKenzie was there last time. He was there, yeah.
Yeah, that's badass. I would have liked to meet Big Red, man. I thought he did a solid job for the Raiders,
Yeah, I was sad when he went. I was sad when they, let him go. It was sad, but people were actually talking about that before it happened, and I kind of thought that was interesting.
Yeah, okay. Well, see, I try to catch any Raider event in Texas, Like when I was a kid, I got to see the Raiders and the Cowboys practice at St. Edwards, That was cool. I didn't get any autographs out of it, but that was one of my first memories. And then Michael Huff, he used to have celebrity basketball games here in Austin. And then, I went to the Crab 5 Foundation in Dallas, and I got to get on the Cotton Bowl and all that. It was real cool. So, yeah, I collect any autograph I can get. And even the Texas Raider Nation, they pull in guys, too, when they have events. Like when the Raiders come to Houston, they'll have events. And I got Kenny Keaton's autograph. It was cool. So, are you
really cool.
Do you think you'll make it to Texas this year?
I'm always willing. I actually went out to Texas a couple months ago with one of my girlfriends, photographer, KMPS Shots, Karen. She went out there and we took some shots with some real estate, but she knew all the booster clubs out there, the Raider booster clubs, and they have a lot of events. There's a lot of Raider support in Texas that I would definitely come out to. And I know, the president of one of the booster clubs out there, Lucky. I know
that's my president. That's my president.
That's my boy.
See, that's when I first saw you in Oakland. We were at that Denny's, and I was just eating with my friends, and you walked by, and you look at us, and I wave at you, with fucking shit-eating grin on my face, and you walked off. We finished eating, and we walked out, and you drive by. I'm like, oh, hey, Jersey, hey, what's going on? You know Lucky, right? You know Lucky. And you're like, yeah, come on to the tailgate. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, that was fucking cool, man. Yeah, then we saw you after the game.
History. Yeah, it's so funny you can run into anybody. And, speaking of that, Lucky is definitely one of the sweetest guys, a great guy to be as a president. And then not only that, but he goes to the events and supports. And like I said, Texas, I would love to go to. And I know when I go, I know when I go, I'm going to eat some good food and hang out with some diehard Raider Nation. That's what I know. But the one time, I was thinking about that you said, the one time I have been starstruck, and it was at the tailgate right there in D-Lot. And it was back when there was no green mesh for the players to drive. And I was standing there with the Kate twins, and they're talking, and I got my back turned, and I hear this car pull up behind me, and the Kate twins are just kind of acting normal. I turn around, and it's Derek Carr and his mom, I believe.
I'm
his
jealous.
car. Here's the thing. I've never been, like, starstruck, and it's not like I have a crush on Derek Carr, but for some reason, my body did not move, and I couldn't breathe, and I couldn't speak, and I just didn't. I was a statue. I literally was like talking to myself, like, move, Jersey, move, talk, get a pen, get a kitty out, find something. Like,
Do something, damn it.
do something, but don't be a retard, right? Like, so. He said hi to everybody, and then of course when everybody realized who he was, all these fans ran up and bombarded the car. But I didn't even get to say anything. If I do get that opportunity, and trust and believe. But the last game that we did play in Oakland, when he ran around the field at the end, I did get on NFL with the picture of me touching his head. I was like, when I seen him coming, I was like, I'm going to get my hand on that helmet.
You want to get your hands on him, huh?
I want to get my hand on that helmet for good luck. And so I did. When he ran by, I got to rub his helmet for good luck. So these are the memorable moments that I have with the Raider Nation that I am looking so forward to having more this year with.
Oh, yeah. Look, Derek Carr is quickly climbing up my favorite Raiders list of all time. I haven't seen somebody that had so much passion for the Raiders in a while. And I mean, I know he has his ups and downs, but just build a team around the kid and watch him fucking play,
And there's a lot of great players and Raiders that have had ups and downs, and then, really reached their climax and peaked out and just had a phenomenal season. I would like to see him getting back to, moving more. And remember, he's jumping into, outside the lines and over players. And I think he's just kind of real scared and timid sometimes. Plus, he's hurt, and we all know how it is to be hurt. We're not really sure. We don't want to hurt ourselves again.
Well, I think as far as the injuries, though, I think last year getting beat up so much and still getting up, I think he'll be okay mentally. I think he knows that his body's back, But he does need to move up. He needs to step up, But, I think he'll do it.
But I do like him. I do. Obviously, I can't breathe around him, so obviously I like him. And if you tell anybody that, I'll kill you. No, I'm just playing.
I was going to say, you're about to be on YouTube with this.
I know, I'm just playing with you. But no, I'll get that opportunity again, and I hope to get some signatures because that is very important, you know what I mean? And it's nice to have those type of memorabilia.
All right, cool. So, do you, let me see, do you have any upcoming events you'd like to promote?
Yeah, we got the August 10th Merced County Fairgrounds with the Raider Explosion and all the super fans that are going to be there. It's going to be August 10th, and it's all over Instagram and Facebook, and there's a lot of people coming, man. There's probably like 20 super fans I can think of that are coming. Gorilla, Violator, Mistress of the Black Hole, you name it, the Tate twins are all going to be there. So it's going to be pretty huge because when we go to events, you get some of these super fans and some of these, but this is probably one of the largest ones I've seen with the most people already committed to going. So I think it's going to be awesome and for the history books.
All right, cool. All right, now I know I said I didn't want to date this too much, but we need to fill in a little bit more time. So do you have a free agent wish list?
Do I have a what, honey?
Do you have a free agent wish list?
I do and I don't at the same time. For me, I honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, I've been working super hard. I haven't been following a lot of it. I am going out to the draft here soon. It'll be my first time going to the draft. It's going to be in Tennessee. So I'm actually going to be really excited to attend that and really see the aspects of it. But no, I don't have a wish list just yet. I do believe we need another quarterback. Some people don't agree with me on this. I think we always need 2 quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks, 4 quarterbacks. I don't care how many quarterbacks, but to me it's one of the most important positions. So I really hope that we do get some type of another quarterback.
No, I agree with you because, Carr, he beat out Schaub, right? And he beat out Schaub easily. But since then, he hasn't really had any comp, so kind of, he needs a little bit of fire under his ass, just to, so he knows, because, eventually he's going to have to be replaced, but.
Absolutely. And I also believe that, defense wins ball games. And I think that we need to work a little bit on our defense, which I know most people would agree with on that. But definitely defense is a priority for me.
So are you happy with the AB trade?
You know, I didn't, at first I was kind of like, okay, and then I was like, you know what, this is awesome, and I think it's an amazing time that he came. I see the love and support on Instagram that he's doing already, how much he's loving being part of the Raider Nation, and that's the type of camaraderie I like to see from players, so I'm super stoked that he's going to be part of our family.
I mean, he's been a Derek Carr fan for a while. You know, I didn't like, you know, Mac holding out on the Raiders, and I know that he held out on he didn't held out, but he forced his way out of the Steelers. But I mean, if the guy wants to play for the Raiders, that's the biggest difference. You know, Mac didn't really want to play for the Raiders anymore. He just wanted money. Of course, AB got paid, but you know, he wanted to come here. So.
Yeah, and you know, Mac may have had his reasons. It might have been solely based upon money, and we can only look from an outside point of view. But what I do know is if somebody doesn't want to be there, let them go.
That's right.
If really at the end of the day, it's about money, and they have a dollar amount that they're not willing to bend or flex on, and we can't meet it, those are the terms. And, you know, sometimes you got to take a little bit of a loss to gain something if your priorities are right. And if you're like, no, this is my family, I want to be part of this Raider Nation, I think money would have been more flexible with Mac. However, I do think that at the end of the day, it crushed us. It made it hard 2018.
Yeah,
but getting somebody as lively as AB, I'm like, his soul, his energy, just everything about him, and just such a universe person, I think that is going to bring such great camaraderie to us. That's what I'm excited about.
Cool. Now, I know you're super busy and you haven't been paying attention, but is there any particular player you want the Raiders to draft?
No, I really haven't picked that yet. I really haven't. I work 16 hours a day, and honestly, I've been strapping down so I can make it to these events. We even have the Mexico trip coming for the Superfans, the ones that they're going to be doing here soon, and even that, I'm like, I got to get my passport, so I'm like looking for my birth certificate and trying to do all this stuff so I can go and not end up being stuck in Mexico, and
yeah, get it done.
That's what I've been focusing on.
Get it done. We need you back.
I know, I got to get it, because it looks like it's going to be a blast with my homegirl. The homegirls are going to be there and all that, so that's going to be fun.
Cool. All right. Well, do you have any final thoughts or points you'd like to make?
Yeah, you know, I just want to say that I appreciate your time and thinking of me to be on here, and, you know, just to want to know how I feel and what I've been through and why I am who I am. But I also really enjoy the aspect of the kids that we see, the autism, the cancer events, the money we raise. I just want everyone to know that, you know, from this point of view, it's all about giving back to people. You have to give back to people. And
the Raider way.
Yeah, the Raider way. And we do it well. You know, there's a lot of people that feel that we have a reputation, but I want to change that reputation. I want these women that
no, we do. You know, we'll help you out. We'll back you up. But, you know, we're undefeated in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Remember that. We're undefeated in the parking lot.
Yeah. Win, lose, or tie, Raiders till I die.
That's right.
And you know, everywhere I go, whether it's San Diego or Vegas, because that's where I spend most of my time, is San Diego and Vegas. And when I go back and forth, obviously I'm in Oakland for the games. And I really focused on being at Oakland these last games because I really felt like I knew the time is dwindling down that we're going to be there. So I really enjoy going to home games, but I am really looking forward to traveling because I haven't got to go to a lot of the stadiums that is on my bucket list. And I got to go to Arizona last year, had an amazing time. Obviously, we won. That was awesome. And, you know, you always remember those type of games. But traveling, I think, to all the stadiums, my boy Mario, Rio, he goes to all of them, and he talks about them, and he has such high respect and high regard because when Raider Nation goes to these other stadiums, they are respected, they tailgate, they treat us with love and respect, and honestly, I'm looking forward to doing that. And I also want everyone to know that there's this place called INeedTickets.com, and it's where I get my tickets from. The owner's name is Alex, and he's a diehard Raider fan too. And he gives great prices on tickets. So if you want to sit in the black hole or you want to sit here,
yeah, I do.
And Yeah. No, who doesn't? There are tickets on there for sale at great prices. And when everybody comes to me and goes, hey, can you give me tickets, Jerz? That's where I go. And you just let him know that Jersey sent you, and he'll be more than happy to give you any type of discount he has available at that time. But I have helped sell many, many tickets to help people to get to their first game or their 30th game. But I really enjoy making sure people who have never been to Oakland feel like it's obtainable. You know, some people go, can you even get tickets in the Black Hole? And I'm like, yeah, you can. You just got to go online and know the section that you want to sit in. So I hope this year we can really fill up this stadium and bring as many memories to it that is possible, because that's what Oakland deserves. And I feel like we should go out with a bang and hopefully a lot of wins just to prove who we are and always have been. And we're going to be the Oakland Raiders no matter if we went to L.A. or we go to Vegas or if we went to Africa. And that's what I said on TV. You know, I mean, I'd go to Africa if they became the African Raiders. I don't care. I'm going.
The Raiders' roots.
That's what loyalty is.
The Raiders' roots will always be in Oakland. Always.
That's right. Always, always. And you got to have roots, and you got to have a home base, and you got to know where you're from. But there's nothing wrong with traveling and growing and seeing other things and becoming a better team. So I'm all in for that. I just want to say thank you, and go Raiders.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you. I hope to see you at the draft. I hope to see you in Texas, and I hope to see you in Oakland.
Cool.
So thanks for your time.
I promise. You're welcome. Talk to you soon, and tell your little girl I said hi.
I will. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.